Welcome back to StarLadder i-Invitational Season 4. We are here for the last series of the day already, and that means it is time for the winners match. We've earlier today seen LGD take out Complexity. Oh, not entirely out. I should not say take out because they are in the lower bracket now. But after that, it was Infamous that got knocked down, that's the way to say it, by Team Liquid. Also 2-0. And both teams that had the 2-0, LGD and Liquid, will face each other. Winner of this match does not have to play elimination matches Saturday. They're going straight through to the semifinals in the playoffs on Sunday. So that's where you want to be. That's where Liquid wants to be. That's where LGD wants to be. They got one best of 3 to prove themselves. And here with me is Capitalist as well as Lumi. Gentlemen, welcome back. Are we hyped for this series? Because this is the best series of the day.
Yes, I'm pretty hyped. I think LGD, like I wasn't sure about them because watching their qualifier games was like, okay, you beat Alpha. Alpha was pretty bad. Yeah. You beat Vici Gaming, like, okay, that's pretty good, but yeah, Vici Gaming still was not convincing to me. But then they just took it to Complexity as well, and I'm like, now I'm beginning to see like a pattern, you know? It's like they can beat so many of these tier 2-ish teams, then maybe they are near the top.
I mean, they also just swapped their roster around like earlier this month, which is they're very young, I could say now, like with their current lineup, and to already do so well, Lumi, with the roster swap that fresh, it's pretty impressive.
I think it often helps, right? We've seen in history past where you get a new roster, it's the honeymoon phase, everything is clicking, everyone's well. So let's see how well they do against Liquid and how well they go like 1 month from this point on. So
I was just talking about that.
The honeymoon phase?
Yeah, it was it Yoso and Genting. And we were talking about what team did well there. That was like relatively new.
I couldn't watch most of it. So.
Fnatic Kappa.
Anyway, we were just talking about it. I was like, yeah, but if they did well, we would have been like honeymoon phase, you know, because it was like the narrative was, right. Newer team, you know, like newer roster.
Takes a
like,
while to get
how far
rolling.
can they go? But at the same time, right? It's like if they'd done well, we would have been like, oh, honeymoon phase. So you honestly can never tell with these newer teams.
That's true. By the way, Luminous has got this sick,
it is the funniest meme that I have heard coming out from China in my entire Dota career.
It's amazing. And Lumi, so yours.
So I've been told that we need to fill some time, and I had a meme to share, and I asked them specifically not to set me up like this. So, you know, recently Xiaowei has come back to do a new team.
Was he in Big God?
Oh, this is like Big God version 2.0 with like Shansheng, 430.
Oh, yeah.
It's like same thing as the old one, and they had a new off-lane player.
Okay.
So you know how these Dota players that are coming in and out of retirement constantly?
Yeah.
In China, they call it the tread swap. So, you know, when you toggle through spell or tread swap to cast spells, retirement is tread swapping in China. So I was like, when I heard that,
pretty good.
I like it.
That's decent.
That's a good meme.
I like it.
It peaks to me as a Dota nerd because I tread swap or tries to.
You try to.
And why not armlet toggle? Because it's just
better, yeah.
It's better.
I don't know. Yeah, I think
maybe
you have improved it.
Maybe they go between coach, player, and not doing anything.
I think armlet toggle just fits better, right? Like the whole retire, not retire. Yeah.
It's not really a thing in the Western scene at all. Like coming back, apart from Fear, coming back from retirement.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's also because nobody actually retires.
Armlet toggle also fits because, especially if they're doing like worse as their career goes on, you know, it's about to be the end of their career, so they turn it off, and then they turn it back on again, and people are like, oh shit, you know, like, oh, that player's back. Like, I remember that player, like, everybody forgets, like, the bad phase, you know, everybody's like, oh, remember when that guy was like, you know, back in 2010, remember him? Like,
Ages pass.
I think it seems really hard to like retire and come back because you just get forgotten and your slot is not available to you anymore, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're Xiaowei, then you just build a team around you.
I guess that we in the Western scene have more spread talent in terms of players. That means that nobody really reaches that legendary status that Dendi used to have, for example, anymore. Like there's just more good players.
Well, I mean, for example, PBD came out of retirement, sort of, and then he got a team, so
yes,
I think that happens.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was that retirement though? That was kind of like forced retirement?
Yeah.
You know, where he like he was a cop and he screwed up on the force, and they're like, it's time to hand in your badge.
The armlet was off though.
Right
the armlet was off though for a while. So now it's back on.
1 year. Armlet was off for 1 year. Right?
TI6 year, right?
Yeah.
They won TI5 and it's off for a year, and now it's back on.
Now it's back on.
There aren't too many players that I can think of that like really left Dota. you know, and,
Zai.
and went on into like.
But he didn't really retire. But Zai took a break.
No, I was thinking like clean break, like Hani, for example.
Okay.
Like Hani had a clean break from Dota.
Yeah.
He just went into esports, started doing other things.
Yeah.
Jacob kind of did that.
What
Mel,
about Baby Knight?
kind of.
Dota 1,
Baby Knight.
retired, StarCraft.
I still see him around.
Yeah,
You know?
he's still trying, and I don't think it was
No,
really...
no, he's back in. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but which one actually took a break and then just, you know, were successful and then didn't come back?
Oh, a whole bunch of the
Intentionally.
Dota 1 players, right? Like half of the MIM players.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's also a different time, though.
That's
right?
a different time
Like,
because there was less...
Like what genre?
They didn't
What
get
year?
the taste of success.
What year did you want to start with? Like TI2,
I want to see
TI3?
all the
Post-TI.
TIs. Just to TI...
Bulldog?
Yes,
Bulldog.
it's true, actually.
Like
That
he
is
says he's going to come back, but is he really coming
No,
back?
he's really not.
Dude's making way too much money from streaming.
Yeah. Though
Sing Sing?
I think Bulldog is the best example.
Sing Sing, yeah.
But Sing Sing's not entirely voluntarily either, I think.
Forced retirement.
Forced retirement.
What else?
No, I think you hit the nail on the head with Bulldog. Because
Because
he's...
Dota gets in your fucking soul and it never lets go.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It won't let you go. You try and play other games, you just end up going back to Dota.
That's, I mean, we've all been there, you
Yeah.
know. You play a different game for an hour or two, it's like, Dota's better.
I've been off Dota for a while. I've been enjoying other games.
I see that.
Yeah.
You've been hitting the card games pretty hard.
Yeah.
I've been doing that too.
Games that I can't really talk about. Games I can talk about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So.
What games would
What
you not
games?
be able to talk about, Louis?
I'm a man
think
from the
about that.
future.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm playing Dota 3 right now.
All right, but we are here to talk about Dota 2. So
Yes.
you're a little bit ahead of times, but we have got LGD versus Team Liquid, and we are soon going to get into it. And we've seen both teams win. Now, from my point of view, I think LGD won harder than I thought they would, and I think Team Liquid won less hard than I thought they would. So in that case, I feel like they're fairly even. Is that the right vibe that I'm getting off this matchup, Lumi?
I think LGD will match up relatively well against Liquid because they've adopted sort of the newbie playstyle. But simultaneously, I think they're going to be not as good as newbie at it. And I think Liquid are going to be better against that playstyle after experiencing that finals. I have no doubt in my mind that they've already gone over those replays and talked about what they did wrong and stuff. So it's gonna be a tough game for LGD still for sure. But I think they have a better chance than honestly anybody else here at this tournament besides newbie.
I also think that the reason that LGD took that Complexity series was that Complexity was making quite a bit of mistakes.
Yeah.
Especially towards that game 2. And I think Liquid is one of those teams that would at least reduce that mistake by a significant margin. So it's going to be a very tough series for LGD regardless.
And when you're saying, Cap, that you know this type of play style that LGD has and how Liquid's going to fare against it, how would you describe that play style that LGD has been playing?
It's a whole lot of rapid 5-manning.
Okay.
So it adapts some of that newbie playstyle where they do play together quite a lot. And that does seem to be the Chinese playstyle. We were actually talking about it, me and Blitz, in our cast together. Pubs do influence like the pro meta, right, and back and forth.
Sure.
And my God, China just 5-mans everywhere.
It's true.
Actually,
This is true.
It is actually insane. It just blows my mind. Like I'll just show up. I'll be like some split pushing hero, and I'll just show up on the side of the map, and I'll just hide in the trees, and I know there's like 4 people just running over there, and then they push out the wave, and I pop out again, and they just run over there.
No,
again.
I swear, like I play a lot of China Pub because I live in Hong Kong, so I just queue China. And what actually happens is if you're down behind 5 or 10 kills by minute 10, there's literally 2 things. They say high ground, which means we're going to just defend a high ground. Just give up all the outer towers.
And this is like 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, 10 minutes in the game, you still have like 3 outer towers. They say high ground. Or they say 5-man. Like there's only 2 molds. There's only 2 molds. So when you talked about the whole pub mentality, I was like, yeah, that's exactly how China Pub goes.
I mean, it seems to be a good playstyle against Team Liquid as well. We saw earlier today the first game that they had against Infamous. Infamous tried to go for that 5-man, and they almost succeeded. Like, it seemed to work out okay.
Yeah, that 5-man was really scary, where they used Song and then Disruptor, Kinetic Field, and Storm. Like, that teamfight setup looked really scary.
Yeah.
Honestly, 5-manning is the way right now. Just like
not just
there's
against
such
Liquid,
an
just in
emphasis
general.
on team fights. Yeah, it's so important right now. So it is important. That being said, it's not the only thing that makes up Dota.
No.
So there are some ways that, like for example, I thought Liquid would still beat Newbie in the grand finals because I thought they would be more adept at split pushing
Sure.
against Newbie, but Newbie just played so damn fast.
I mean,
I think
according to the predictions,
You predict Liquid
Yeah.
5 times.
all 5 times. I only regret one of those.
Actually,
Game 3 was a terrible, because that was a bad draft.
I think last year at this event,
Uh-huh.
you also predicted a team in the finals 5 times.
Did I?
Yeah. We were on
Was
the panel.
it Liquid versus
TNC.
TNC?
TNC.
And
I
I
think you
did
went-
Liquid all the way?
Yeah.
but then you were
I was right
successful.
though, wasn't
yeah,
I?
Yeah, yeah,
3-2, that's all that matters.
go.
Liquid
Just go
are
Liquid all
the
the time,
StarLadder
yeah.
I-League champions. I mean,
Listen,
previous season, the season
The
before
grand
that.
final, listen, that draft should have been, I was down with that Game 5 draft. From Liquid, I think I should have been 3-2.
I mean, they were the favorites going in, right? So in that case, I don't find it too odd that you went for Liquid, as, like also last week in the finals against Newbie, and Newbie just did outstandingly well. But here as well, LGD can do outstandingly well. I
Yeah.
mean, the honeymoon phase.
Honeymoon
you know?
phase, yeah.
They can definitely show up. But what do you think is most important thing here for LGD here, Lumi?
I think the offlane player and FY in particular, they pair up a lot of times in the
Yeah.
offlane. I feel like when they both have a good game, then the team goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And vice versa. When they get shut down, it seems like the team just doesn't function. So
Yeah.
personally, I'm looking for the 2 LGD position 3 and 4 to have a good game.
Chalice and FY. I think actually the biggest difference for offlaners is Chalice is playing all these tanky cores, and
Yeah, he's,
Mind Control not really at the moment.
and that didn't really seem to be his playstyle before
No.
he came to LGD. But it does fit the playstyle, I think, of this meta. I think like the Underlord was a great showing of like what you're supposed to do with like kind of a tanky hero is just be able to kind of stop the enemy team's 5-manning. I think that FY is very important, but simultaneously he puts himself in that position to be
Yeah.
very important, right? Because he's usually picking his hero quite late. Like how many times do you get to see a support last pick? But FY, you know, I see his hero being picked up 3, 4, 5 almost
Yeah.
constantly. So he's obviously very important, but he doesn't pick like scaling offlaners or supports, which is a little bit surprising to me. I thought FY would do that because he's done it in the past, right?
Yep.
He's gone greedy, but here in this team, he's just like focusing more on the rotation aspect and being kind of like everywhere. And I guess again, it does fit that 5-man-esque. You don't want like a scaling 4 position too badly if you're playing a lot of team fight and playing 5-man. So.
It's because he has Ame and maybe as
Yeah.
teammates.
Yeah,
Like they
that's
eat
true.
up a ton of farm, so I think it's right for him to not scale. There's just not enough farm to go around otherwise.
If I'm on Liquid, that's the thing is I would pressure maybe an Ame.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially considering like both of them are such strong carries. And then we even saw the way Ame in game number 1 today, where he was the gyrocopter and he was super good at creating space for maybe.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you need to be able to stop that either way, right? You need to be, whether Ame is playing some hard carry or he's playing a space creator, you need to be able to limit his effectiveness early.
But then, you know, I feel like you can't do both Ame and maybe. You gotta
Yeah.
choose one.
Strong lanes then. Strong dual off lane would
Okay.
be my idea.
And Liquid has been doing that. We saw Elder Titan earlier together on the offlane. Elder Titan showing up to help.
Yep.
I think at that point it was Mind Control
Brewmaster?
on the Razor.
Oh no, you were talking about the
LGD had
talking
a
about the
great
Liquid one.
example
Yeah.
of a very strong dual off lane that puts pressure, which was
Yeah.
their Brewmaster Elder Titan.
They did
lane.
the same
that's a-
thing.
Oh my god, that's so dirty.
Yeah, but they did the same thing as Liquid did, though. They
Okay.
had the same plan. So
Yeah.
I guess Elder Titan is going to be a hero for this series. That is going to be in
And I am abandoning Matumba Man so hard in this game.
What?
Like,
Why?
because I know LGD is going to run some aggro nonsense, I'm going to give him some hero that can just safe lane solo, and I'm going to have GH roam into mid as much as possible, and I'm going off lane with Mind Control and Kuro and putting pressure or something, and like, I'll
It's
just
like
leave
Mind
Matumba
Control
Man. I'm like, see you later, Matsu.
Superman, just you know, sort yourself out.
or
Bye.
vice versa. They could put Matumba Man in the sacrificial lane,
Sure.
and I mean,
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about the Liquid cores is they're so versatile.
Yeah.
Like last game, I think the opening pick was Razor Tiny. Literally any core, any lane could have been paired up.
This is true. But
They
the
even
same thing
did
goes for
support
LGD,
Tiny,
though.
right? That one time?
Yes, with Kuro. Was it Kuro?
Which one? What?
Somebody did support Tiny.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't Liquid.
Well, for LGD, they have like all three of their cores have played Tiny, and 2 of them actually have 100% win rate with it as well. So
Okay.
I mean, they probably want to have a hand on that Tiny as well. But just like Elder Titan, is going to be a hero that both teams will not mind picking up at all. So we got the Bounty Hunter already banned out, so we're seeing focus on FY with that one, and of course the Tiny still removed as well, with the Chen and the Brewmaster removed by LGD.
Oh, Kuro's back on drafting.
Kuro is back on drafting. It's like, Miracle, you've had your fun.
Time to get serious.
Time to get serious.
They should get serious against like LGD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, it always makes me smile when teams like put their roster in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the draft, but Chalice and his partner messed up, man.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they did.
I just feel like it's so nice to help the newer like spectators when you do that, but whatever.
I
Liquid
mean,
definitely doesn't do that. Look at them, they're a
They
mess.
decided, yeah.
yeah. Bane picked up by LGD. I guess it's a little bit of a boring nondescript hero that can do a lot of different things, but what we then do know is that maybe is going to get that help.
Yes.
There's going to be a Bane in, most likely in mid, so Miracle and maybe it's going to affect those two guys most.
It's also that they don't have Bane, and maybe it doesn't have to deal with a Bane against him.
Yeah.
So it's both ways. So I do wonder if this is where you phase 1 IO, or is that's not really common anymore, right? Like
Yeah,
Liquid,
without the Tiny, I don't think. I
Yeah.
would say Razor. Oh my God, the
Coddle.
Coddle! It finally came out. Every single time they leave the Coddle out in the 1-2, it's not picked by Liquid.
Yep.
And then it gets banned in the 3-4.
Yo, this is some TI7 meta. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Mind
Oh
Control Beastmaster.
Dude, look at
GH
this
Coddle.
split push.
Yeah.
They're gonna have relocate, potential Hawk boots of travel plays. This is an insane amount of split push that they're
So-
opening with.
Whatever happened to Beastmaster? Because he got the whole buff on his Call of the Wild, it summons a neutral, and then he just like, it's just gone.
I think the W got nerfed a little bit. In fact, when I was experimenting with Beastmaster and I was talking to Samael about it, and he was saying like he doesn't even go the W. He
Yeah.
actually goes axes and his passive.
Yep.
And he just goes and right clicks heroes over and over again. And then you get like a Helmet Dominator later if you want into Necrobook and that sort of thing. But the hero, I don't think the hero is very strong right now. I think it's just he requires a little bit too much for you. He's good at pressuring lanes, but you do need to duo aggro with him in order to enable that. So that's probably what Coddle is best at.
Yeah. I think the one nice thing he does give is that if he is left to solo, he could do the wild access pull thing. That I mean, all the left offlaners are pulling these days, but it just helps you with that. I think the problem with Beastmaster is that he doesn't give you enough of anything.
Yeah.
Like he has some stun, he has some split push, but like for example, if you compare him to TIE Hunter in a late game teamfight scenario, I'll take the Tide any day.
Yeah.
So it's just.
In fact, right now you would probably rather have the Tide Hunter, as Beastmaster is not too effective against PL, unless you're just really good at finding the real one.
This is the first time that LGD has been able to get PL, by the way. Complexity banned it out both games previously. And Ame actually has 9 out of 10 games won with it
Okay.
recently. So I'm saying that, and it's not only Ame that plays PL.
Yep.
But I think maybe he's not as successful on it. So I kind of hope that it's going to be Ame PL.
LGD really reminds me of TNC, where both their cores, like Raven and Cuckoo for TNC, could just play a strong
Both.
PL.
Yeah.
So, is this some mana drain counter to PL? Is that-
The mass manager, that's what I was thinking of
but
too.
this is not a counter, right? Like,
No, it's,
I guess you're looking for Hexes as a reliable disable.
yeah. You know what's funny is that they have Beastmaster and they could still pick up Lycan, but LG have no problem with that because then you would be all single target between 2 of your cores, and they've got a Phantom Lancer. So despite the synergy of it being available is really good for Liquid, it doesn't fit very well against LGD.
You know the narrative is the Chalice likes to play tanky offlane, right?
Yeah.
I feel like something like Abaddon/LC would be really strong against what Liquid's got.
Oh yeah, against
Like
the
you
Beastmaster.
just like
yeah.
purge off whatever debuff they're putting on you. You can't do it versus the Hex, but against everything else, it's quite good.
Yeah, Jesus. You've got Hex, you've got stuns, you've got mana drain.
Mana leak, yeah.
Yeah, there is so much.
So LGD indeed going for the newbie lineup. Now FY doesn't really play Naga that often at all. And we already know that it's going to be X-Nova on the Bane. I mean, most likely. But can that Naga do something else as well rather than being an FY hero? Or is it almost guaranteed
I don't like
FYs? You don't like it?
No.
Why not?
I don't like it as core. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's definitely got to be support.
Yeah.
You know what I was talking about, like abandoning Matama Man? I was going to say Lone Druid, but Lone Druid hasn't been picked up much lately.
This
Until
is
now.
a storm into like so many disables and mana drain. But I guess you have the Bane, right? So you guarantee your storm a really strong lane against pretty much anybody. So
It's also not the easiest heroes to kill. Like the cores are kind of tanky.
You know, we know that LGD has been on the winning streak recently. Unfortunately, if that is a maybe Storm, I mean, he's 2-2 on that.
yeah, but traditionally this is
Not
one of his
great.
best heroes.
Sure.
Like, he knows this hero.
But at the same time, it's not. There's a reason he's no longer in the meta that much, you know?
Maybe.
It's not that great.
The thing I like about Storm this game is that you have options now in terms of who you could pick off in the mid game. And the way that GA likes to play Kato is that he's always in the trees, so you can find him. The problem I don't like about Storm this game is that Lone Druid is unkillable.
Yeah.
And same thing with Beastmaster if he itemizes first. So I feel like the Storm is going to be really hit or miss.
You could even get like Solar Crest on the Beastmaster. It really screws over a Storm Spirit. I still have a little bit of a PL problem. So maybe SF.
SF's banned.
There are, oh, there is. I mean, there's more active cores out there like Quap and Puck, but I have not been enjoying those heroes.
Is Dragon Knight still in the pool?
No,
No,
banned
that
too.
got banned out a
Okay.
while.
Let's see what LGD is faring for Team Liquid.
Or Ultimate Greed, pick a Dusa.
Yeah? See that?
Can they be that greedy? Like looking at
I mean,
this
Liquid
lineup?
can always be that greedy.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, they ban out the anti-mage.
Yeah, so they think they can be that greedy.
So they think they can be that greedy. Yeah. But then
Okay, I got a
you wouldn't put anti-mage in the safe lane, sorry, in the mid lane against a Storm.
We've seen
You put Lone Druid there. Or
we see
something.
Miracle take it mid.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh yeah, that's true. I think it's very likely in this situation maybe Lone Druid is mid. So we don't have to be like traditional mid lane heroes. What fits? What fits? What fits?
I'm liking the LC Abaddon less because if you put it against Lone Druid, then you know the lane is really hard. But if you can make it past the laning stage, then your hero's very strong for what you're up against.
What about Sand King? You want an initiator of some kind, don't you?
It's on the
It's
Lord
going
again.
to be Pit Lord. Okay.
Back to the memes.
I mean, it fits. You have something to set up for, I guess, or you know, and you have the ultimate disable. You can sing into getting out of the fight. Timber saw there for Liquid. So what is important here for Liquid, Cap? What do you think that they need to do to take this? Because with the Timber last pick, do you have full confidence in them?
I've actually never really liked Timbersaw versus PL. I think you have a lot of mana issues. But he's got Coddle on his team. They're probably going to get some decent matchup for him. Maybe versus the Underlord, maybe versus PL to start. Yeah, I think Liquid definitely Timbersaw needs to have a good game. I think that's the most important thing.
All right. What does LGD need to do, Lumi?
LGD and Liquid, I feel like Roshan control is going to be pretty important.
Okay.
Because between things like Firestorm, PL Illusion, Coddle giving vision, I feel like Roche is going to be a big contention. And there's a Storm in the game, so
needs to do well to have a good lane in order to get out of control. We're going to find out if we can have a typical maybe Storm game. And
typical 2-2, is that what you're saying?
No. We're going to find out who's going to take this first game of the upper bracket finals with Lyrical and Fog.
Thank you so much, Shiver, and all you fine folks on the panel. Fogged, my man, it's happening. LGD versus Team Liquid, game number 1. Do you like the drafts? Anything that really stick out to you?
I mean, we got GH Coddle, right? We got some.
Yeah.
It looks like Liquid's trying to build a timing window on their draft. I think they're trying to just come out of the lanes okay, and then I think they want to take this like 20 to 28 minute mark when as soon as they get the Coddle Aghanims, and then they're just going to try to run over and end the game, because I don't think they really want to take this to super late game versus a Storm and PL, because it's just going to be hard to deal with those heroes if they get super online with what they've got. They feel like their team fight is pretty minimal on this side of Liquid, but yeah, I think they're gonna do some kind of like dual aggro lane. They're gonna try to pressure this PL and put the Timbersaw versus Underlord in a 1v1 matchup, and then just trade in the mid lane with the Lone Druid.
Yeah, and you talk about it, a lot of very signature heroes here. You mentioned the GH Coddle, and it all feels like it fits together as far as trying to hit that timing window.
Yeah.
And then I guess like the panel was talking about as well for LGD, making sure that they can get that Rosh at a decent time and hold off on the pressure that's going to be coming. Any lane matchups? You talked about the Timbersaw versus the Underlord. Is that the only one that's really terrifying for LGD? Is there anything else that you got to avoid?
They don't want the PL to get pressured either. They don't want him to lane too much versus that Coddle, because Coddle and Beastmaster are just going to spam Axis, spam Blast over and over again on him. So we're going to see the dodge come out more than likely. PL is going to want to face versus that Timber. Even though it's a little awkward, he's going to have support help.
Yeah.
And we will see them scouting out the lanes and adjustments be made. Underlord's going to make his way top as we kind of thought would happen here. So he's just going to try to eat the brunt of this force, which will actually give Mind Control a pretty good start because he could get punished, but with this help, this Beastmaster is going to have a lot easier game. So other signature stuff we want to talk about is, of course, maybe playing that Storm Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely can go Berserk this game, but there is, as Lumi and the panel were mentioning, Lion can do quite decent because that instant disable.
And now they're moving in and already trying to pressure out Matumba Man a little bit, making sure that maybe can get that early good start before those heroes start to come online. And Matumba Man going to be pushed back again. This is the most frustrating thing in the game, I got to say. Just Bane coming up, brain sapping you, and then walking away, and now beating up on the bear as well.
I mean, you see he used a brain sap, and look how much of his mana he used. It's like 1/6 of his mana.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's a good hero. It's been getting first picked, been prioritized a lot by these heroes just because you can do this. You can run these bit of greedier mid laners and just have this Bane sitting there and solidify the lane.
Well, we'll see if he's able to keep that type of pressure up if eventually Matumba Man's going to get some space. The trade-off, I guess, is that they are maybe getting a little bit of a better time in these other lanes. You can see down here bottom, we've got Miracle and Kuroki able to, you know, sort of man up here against the PL. The big one for me is Beastmaster already having a great time for himself, 7-1 up top.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have a solid game just because he's got the help of GH up there.
Constantly keeping that pressure going.
Yeah, Axes plus Illuminate, quite a lot of burst damage.
Ooh, double axes, double the buff? Does that work? Is that a thing? We'll have to see. I mean, it's sort of a weird one, honestly.
I know if the axes pass through twice, like if you can get them right on the cusp of it, you do get like the double amplification from them.
Oh, right.
So you know what I mean? Like it's 48 if you get the all four kind of axes hits,
all
you know what I mean?
All 4 of them, exactly.
Yeah, the 2 axes hits on and then the 2 hits return. But it doesn't amplify the Coddle, but of course,
right.
it just, yeah. We'll see if I've never seen actually the Chakra double axes work.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that the buff wouldn't stack, but it could. We'll see.
A root there. Good amount of damage coming out of him. A lot of minus armor, and yeah, this should end up being a sleep-in. Give him a couple punches there. Gonna find a kill.
Affirmative.
I mean, that'll happen, right? You
Yeah.
get punched a couple times. Oh, up top lane as well. They're chasing down Chalice, and then maybe a little bit of help with the axes. The salve is gone, and so too is the Underlord.
Yep. They made the move. They made the decision there, is what that tells me. LGD's like, all right, well, Bane did his job in the mid lane already to have the Storm get a good start, so then rotate toward bottom, try to pressure that Lion. Don't let the Timbersaw get that farm in the safe lane either.
Yeah. So 12-6 right now on the Storm.
Looks like to be in some trouble again. 2 heroes chasing him.
Oh no, Kuroki trying to run away. Does only have those extra forms.
Oh, the
Courier is going to end up going down. A little bit of misplay there, and Liquid are going to lose their Courier.
Uh-oh. Was that the Soul Ring on Timbersaw? I think that might have been.
Oh no.
No, it was just a gauntlet.
All right.
So I mean, Kuroki probably wasn't expecting the Courier to go bottom at this moment in time. All right, Liquid, some mistakes.
Well, Chalice taking some more damage here from Mind Control. They're keeping the chase on, but is just going to, well, maybe they keep on going for that one. Not sure. Down bottom, there's also action going. They do find the kill there onto Chalice, while Miracle is able to bully back bottom.
That dive. Damage from Axes is no joke.
Yeah.
That's why we've seen I think the panel was mentioning it too. We've been seeing teams prioritize differently. You max the axes instead of the boar because boar's cooldown is so bad now. It actually is, well, it's just super long, as you can see. Yeah, 60-second cooldown. Yeah, it's not pleasant.
Definitely. And now down bottom, Lyrical can pretty much do what he wants. There is a little bit of a wraparound coming from Bane, and well, Lyrical turns.
Should be okay. The double mango plus the 10 stacks. As long as he's holding 10 stacks on himself the whole time, you'll see him keep refreshing them by pulling the creep aggro. He should be okay as long as he doesn't play too far up. So there is some good nuke damage on that tri-lane. PL, Bane, Naga.
What a hero, honestly. Level 3 and just 3 heroes surrounding him. No worries at all. Turns around and just whirling deaths him.
Yeah, he'll just rush that soul ring and probably, I don't know if he'll do the hood this game. He might anyway. I've seen him actually go hood pretty much every game he plays Timber, so.
And of course, PL with a lot of base damage there has been able to outlane him to a large extent, but that's with heroes helping him out, and they're having a great time here with Ame.
Yeah, the LGD is definitely getting 2 of the matchups that they wanted, as we expect. You know, the lane swap-ups do tend to do that.
So the panel was saying Timbersaw needs a good game, and PL needs to have a good time as well. Both of those things are happening. Is there a team that's more comfortable with the state of this game already?
I mean, it's a bit early, right? It's only 4 minutes, so it's. I think both teams are probably just like with fine what's going on. Liquid wants to hit that timing window. They have a long time till they get it.
All right. Well, meanwhile, maybe forced back again in the mid. The Lone Druid's just going to keep his eyes on him, and, well, the wrap is coming, though, with PL there in the area. They're turning on a mind control. They find the root. TP away. Is he going to be able to complete it? Not quite. Just barely on the edge, and now they got the sleep as well into GH. He's going to try and TP also, but they have far too much damage.
Nice rotation by LGD. I really like the decision to move Ame up top that early. Because they're probably like, okay, Chalice is getting pressured a bit too much. Put the PL top, we can actually get a kill, and now switch the lanes up again. Maybe throw the Underlord down bottom.
It's keeping them on their toes, keeping the quick thinking going on, and Liquid weren't quite ready for that one.
Liquid doesn't have the aggressive lineup.
Maybe a chance.
Oh,
maybe he's out of mana. They're thinking about chasing this one.
Where's the root?
No, root. Man, that was very close.
Yeah, LGD has the more aggressive lineup to make rotations. With Bane and Naga, they can pressure the lanes. While you look at Liquid's, Lion and Coddle, not really the best at making those rotations come in. Unless it's a low HP Storm Spirit like that.
Coddle, again, just trying to steal away whatever creeps are possible as Kuroki is wrapped around mid, looking at maybe.
Waiting for the bear to heal up a bit before he makes the go in.
Oh, just hit level 6, but low on mana. And it looks like maybe he's going to back out now. So that rotation, not going to get anything. I think that he got that ward behind the tower mid, though.
Yeah. Miracle during all that time, able to just cut between bottom tower and actually get quite a lot of damage on it.
Oh, mind control. I'm thinking the Axis is going to throw out one. Chasing a little bit here for a moment, and does have him back up. Secondary Axis, look at that damage.
Yeah, it does stack up. It does add up the damage buff from the Axis, it looks like.
All right, guys, try it in your pubs. This is the new meta. Let's do it.
Coddle plus Beastmaster. Look at
Third
the
Axis. Oh my God, look at that.
6 stacks on the Axis.
All right, that's happening.
That's actually awesome.
Let's go play a pub, man.
Dude,
I want to do this.
I love that. Oh my God, that's actually awesome.
That's one of those things that people like theorycraft, right? They talk about, like, what's the cool thing that you're going to put together with Chakram, but it's so easy to do with that combo.
Yeah, wow. I haven't gotten to see it firsthand, the stacking axes that high up. I've only seen it stack up to 4, so neat combo coming out by Liquid.
Yeah. Well, Mind Control just farming up continuously. Right now, he's sitting just above the Underlord by about 1,000 gold. And now going to turn around on Ame, just roars them. The root, the turn, the kill, they take him down.
More axes.
What are you doing? FY trying to run away as well, but Mind Control might be able to make it happen.
More of them.
They do dodge at least one of those ones, but look at this guy. He's not going anywhere. Mind Control's out of his mind.
He's got more axes. He's going in.
Get him in another time down. Trying to find the kill. Isn't there? It's almost not quite. The Nightmare, great play there as well from X-Nova. FY is going to fall, but Mind Control also goes down. And now GH trying to make the best of a bad situation as they're
tower
chasing,
switched.
and that should end up being GH getting away. That's pretty quick on the Coddle.
Yeah, he got the Tranquil plus the Windlace.
Oh my goodness, and maybe mid lane they find him, they fear him, and they kill him off. 6-5.
Oh, and he denied his bear. No one was there for the gold or the experience, but still.
It's classy. It's the way to do it. And in the meantime, Miracle has taken the bottom tier 1 tower.
Just standing behind the wave, and he did go for that hood build. Look at that HP regen. 48, without even 20 stacks at the moment.
Yeah, that's insane.
He's going to heal up quick.
Well, 8 minutes in, it's a 1,000 gold lead, but starting to see the strength of this lineup from Liquid and what they're trying to do. The Root's going to go through as Lyrical still flirting around here with them, trying to shake down Chalice, almost gets it. The Timber Chain almost enough. He's timing the bait,
going in.
thinking about it. He is not playing around right now. Lyrical, mad as hell and wanting to kill him off. He gets the kill and is going to saunter away. FY wants to try and turn this one, but this guy has 52 regen right now.
Oh my god. Well, the diving tier 3 at 8 minutes.
Yeah, this
Just Lyrical Timber saw things.
like, literally nobody else can stop this. It's just happening. All right. Well, Fogged, it's feeling like Liquid are in firm control right now, at least.
Yeah.
As
Top lane, X-Nova just gets roared up, it looks like, and brought down by the Illuminate plus Axes. Yeah, Liquid is looking pretty comfortable. This Coddle, GH is farming really well. He's level 7 on top with the Beastmaster being level 7 already as well. And Matu had that Midas finished up too, so timings are definitely coming in for them, while on the side of LGD they are getting pressured quite heavily, but Ame looking for mind control here.
oh,
Should be able to get him.
Again, they're chasing this one and trying to run. Mind control in trouble as GH. They just keep on dodging away from him though, and off in the trees. He jukes back the other way.
Oh.
See you later, mister. I'm out of here. Oh my god.
The phase boot Beastmaster,
Yeah.
but now GH will pay with his life.
I mean, you take that one. That'll happen.
He bought a Staff of Wizardry and the 4-staff recipe. So as usual, we see GH do this build. He goes Tranquils into 4-staff, and then he gets the Aghanims afterwards.
Yeah.
Usually getting that. He usually gets the Aghanims around the 24-minute mark. So that's when I think that's when Liquid's going to really just try to seize the pressure and just try to close this game out with the Radiance plus Aghanims Coddle.
Well, and like you said, Lone Druid already with that Hand of Midas online. He's making it happen. And Pale slowing down the storm at least for a little bit now. And they're going to be able to back away. Although this is
maybe
a
this
big
is juicy.
stack. If he can make it happen, he's chasing forward now, finds mind control. They try and turn this one. Is going to end up getting the Brain Sap a kill, and not really a great way to try and turn this one. Kuroki is there, but they have the Fiend's Grip now. They're bringing in the Bear. It has a DD on it, turn it onto X-Nova, and trying to find that kill. Is he going to go down? Yes, indeedy, but maybe gets out.
Miracle's getting left alone during all this, though, and he's just nonstop pressure. He has not moved from this spot in the last 8 minutes.
Well, he moved when he went into their base.
Into their base, yeah, very true.
That was the one other time that he's left this spot. Yeah, that is looking really great. And, I mean, look at Coddle's net worth relative to the Underlords right now even. Like,
Yeah.
he's getting massive.
Chalice definitely got punished quite heavily, but you could see LGD the priority wasn't getting the Underlord farm. It's the PL and the Storm, which they are farming pretty well. I mean, PL is pretty close with the Lone Druid, Ame.
Yeah.
He's got to get that Diffusal online so that he can actually go to the fights with his team.
It's really feeling like that Timbersaw last pick was such a great laning setup for them because like he played against the Beastmaster and still ended up getting into a ton of trouble. The root is there. They're going to hold on to Miracle for the moment, but again, this is not a hero that's going to go down lightly at all. They're bringing in absolutely everybody. Naga the only one that's not there, now trying to jump away. Miracle low on mana, pulled back in, and still a lot of stacks, able to Timber Chain away. I think he's finally going to go down, but it took everybody.
Really pushing the limits, but that is space. Look at top, look at mid. They are getting a lot out of it because of that heavy force rotation. So LGD, Matu.
Now Kuro not level 6 yet, so can't find the finish. As X-Nova's going to walk away, and again, Liquid just controlling this side of the map, although LGD are trying to push in now and stop that. At least force them out of their jungle for the moment.
Yeah, as soon as they have Fiend's Grip up every time on LGD, that's when they're going to look to get those kills. Because that's really their only big setup. So now Fiend's Grip is up. We could see a smoke come out, but they are just still continuing to farm maybe till that Diffusal comes out. That's probably one of the bigger ones.
Is there anything they can really do with Song at all, or is that going to be mainly counter-initiation this game?
I think it's mostly going to be counter-initiate because they don't really have like this disruptor that kind of setup afterwards. They have Pit. That's their best follow-up.
Oh, Nightmare there, onto one. They're bringing
There's
it in.
the
The Song is there. Maybe an opportunity here. They're going to go for Coddle first. The jump in from far away, but maybe doesn't end up hitting him. GH is going to end up falling, but now can they get back into the rest of this fight and finish these other heroes off? Kuro taking him on a walk. We'll have a Pale again very shortly, but will still go down. A double kill for Maybe.
I think he had a regen rune during all that as well. On
Really
the,
nicely
Stone
done.
Spirit. Yeah, he's got a regen. So he's going to be full up after those kills. Very nice play by LGD.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. And trying to, again, pull back some control of this game into their hands as Timbersaw continues to farm and is getting closer and closer to that Bloodstone.
Yeah. LGD is they're getting pressure live. As you see, like, all of the plays are happening on their side of the map. Miracle now. There is a Fiend's Grip of Miracle.
They also have Diffusal Blade just picked up. That's huge. Again, 5 heroes, but totally worth. All right, Fogged. Have we turned a corner here for LGD? Are they no longer going to get bullied at this point, pretty much, you think?
They still haven't been able to get onto the enemy side of the map. I'm pretty sure all of the towers on the side of Liquid are very close to full health because of this spam. The Chakram pushing out the waves, GH constantly pushing the waves as well. And as you see, My Control up top, he is constantly just axing and shoving top in. So all 3 lanes being shoved in constantly on the side of Liquid. And LGD need to find some more openings to get some objectives. But this is kind of the nature of their draft. They want to be able to take it to late game. They don't want to be like just like diving towers or anything versus this lineup, is they don't have those heroes for it.
Absolutely. Well, and now this movement up here towards Mind Control, that does leave Miracle down bottom completely alone as the axes come out. It's going to be quite hard to really do anything here as they're just going to try and go for their own out spam. And I mean, Diffusal Blade is done on PL. We saw that used against the Timber Saw. It does allow him also to farm up Ancients, which is a nice little part of it.
Yep.
But maybe going for a walk again, going to try and farm out the enemy jungle. And maybe if they set something up mid, there's a possibility. But it's definitely feeling like it's still Liquid in a good amount of control of this game as far as like the timing's working in their favor.
Yeah. I mean, they just keep pushing the lanes out like constantly, and LGD can't really get to those objectives. They're just farming it up, trying to get Storm and PL with some more items to deal with what Liquid's got going on here. But yeah, see, like top lane, it's just, Mind Control is literally just pushing that lane in so hard.
Yeah. Well, and the nice part is at least Underlord can maybe go to another lane afterwards, but Miracle is just going to be this indomitable force down here in the bottom lane. So difficult to contend with. Although he is hiding out in the trees for the moment and ready to throw out a Chakram.
He's going to get recalled out.
Yeah.
Oh, he actually is going to fly all the way across the screen. Look, here he comes back.
All right.
He's coming back.
What? Okay, now they pull him back in. Ame in some trouble for the moment. They're actually going to have to bring in other heroes. That's Miracle chasing these guys down now. He turns it back around, out of mana. Soul Ring. Ame taking damage. Finger from Kuro.
Okay, that was... Miracle was like, I don't want to go top.
Was that literally what it was?
I mean, he looks like he was like, I don't want to lose this tower. I mean, towers are, for Liquid, defending these 3 tier 1s is going to be pretty damn important.
They gave him Chakram when they recalled. They gave him the Chakram when he ended up getting recalled.
Yep.
Mind Control, though, roars up 1 and now being pulled back in. He does have the stomp. It connects, but only onto 1, and Storm is still going to be able to find that kill. That was the weirdest play I've ever seen.
That was awesome play. that was really clever.
Wow. And then Kuroki coming in for the finish.
They did not expect him to come all the way back down there.
Well,
and that should be the Radiance, I believe, finished up on Matumba Man. Yeah, he does have it done.
Yeah, being brought out now. So 11 to 13, 3,000 net worth lead, and getting closer and closer to that timing that we've been talking about this entire game.
Yeah.
Coddle only around a bit over 2,000 gold before he gets his Aghanim Scepter. Still a long ways away. Well, jump forward yet again. They find themselves an X-Nova and pulling him back down, as that is going to maybe end up being a kill there onto the Bane. And, well, they net up 1. They want to try and find this kill into Kuro, but they just keep going further in and going to be punished. FY, most likely Fallen is going to end up dying to the Radiance. Matumba Man with the double kill. And in the meantime, they do lose Coddle. Holy hell.
LGD's really on the back foot, though, during all of this. They are getting some trade kills, but they are versus this heavy push lineup that hits a really big timing window. PL and Storm need a bit more time. The thing is that LGD do have ways to stall the game out. They do have the Firestorm. They can keep them at bay off the towers.
Well, and that's really what we're going to need to be watching. And also, of course, like Storm Spirit buyback, one of the best buyback heroes in the game.
Definitely.
If it gets to that stage, it can turn a fight in an instant. Has a Kaya already, building towards his own Bloodstone. And that could be another one of those moments when things could start to turn a little bit. Let's look at a D-Ward, and back towards mid is the call from Liquid.
They want to take all the towers. Take all the towers, get a good Roche timing, and just get that Aghanims on the Coddle faster.
Oh my god, X-Nova gets the Force Staff away. They have the sleep onto 1, traded over to the Bear. The net is going to be there as well, but he is not really that concerned about anything. 56 regen on this guy.
Yep. 56 regen, 32 armor.
I want to see if he takes that 1,100 damage just to punch towers a little bit more.
The reactive armor is quite valued this game versus PL, though.
Yeah.
Probably pretty unlikely he'll take it. But maybe. I mean, it's Miracle. Miracle does do some clever things sometimes. And this tower, again, being pressured, but they do at least claim bottom tower, so maybe during this was split pushing bottom.
Yeah. Miracle continues to just stand in front of their base. And that's the only thing that can really stop them for the moment. Top lane, it does look like there was some action going on. They pull them in one. The mind control turnaround, though, they find the roar. They recalled in one of them, and now maybe going to be able to find an extra bit of damage if they get another round of axes coming out. Ame trying to run. The chase is coming, though. The rest of Liquid is here, and they're going to find Ame and most likely run him down. No way to make that happen. He's gone.
Power of recall.
Yanking the guy, you think that you got him, but...
They might just get a row shot for the back end of that, too.
Well, and one of the things that you were talking about is Blinding Light and how good that is later on.
Oh, yeah, I didn't... We were actually talking about that before the game.
Right.
Is Blinding Light versus PL in mid-game is incredible because all the illusions just get that 100% miss rate, and Coddle, Beastmaster, and Timbersaw, all three very good heroes at clearing those illusions.
Yeah.
But LGD, we are saying, they still have a great way to get into the game if it gets to the later stages, but this is the big timing window. The next 8 minutes or so is Liquid's super power spike.
And seeing how LGD can respond to that. Of course, down bottom, again, you've got Timbersaw pushing it out, and then there's going to be a recall when they feel like they need to.
Yes.
All the lanes pushing simultaneously. Liquid getting ready for that one. Do they need to go Roche first?
No, I mean, they probably will, but I don't think they need to.
Okay.
It depends on if they get a big wipe or not is really what that comes down to. And
LGD, they have some good vision here. They
Yeah,
spot
they've got good
Kuroki, and they're going to go for him right at the start here, GH. Blinding Light pushback. He does end up connecting there onto Maybe, and now he's left completely alone. The turnaround, trying to run. They find the kill into Kuro, but now no more mana left on Maybe. They're chasing forward for more. There's the sleep to try and stop it all. X-Nova still running. Radiance Burn, Illuminate. They find him nonetheless. And FY just trying to get out of there. Maybe will escape. We'll see if they can get out with the rest of them. It looks like it should happen unless mind control moving in. They have the slow with the Chakram, but Yule Scepter lift up, run away, hit a Malice, and they're out.
They got a Bloodstone charge on the Storm.
Yeah. Anything helps. Silver linings are what we're looking for right now for LGD.
Got to be able to stall the game out.
Lyrical taking that next wave of creeps is getting closer and closer to that 15 that you're talking about. Extra reactive stacks means that it's going to be even harder to take that guy down.
How close is GH to Aghanims? I'm imagining he's almost got it done. Yeah, 200 more gold.
Oh my God! All right,
And
this is just everything coming up.
Yeah, it's the 24-minute day timing, which I see them do so often with this Keeper of the Light. Because he always goes the 4-staff first, so that he builds into it afterwards. So 24 to 28 minutes, that's when they're going to try to really claim this advantage.
Well, another chase, and Blinding Light is going to be up in just a second if
He's
they
juking them a
want
bit.
to use it. They're waiting.
They have a feeling.
They turn it, they pull it. Wow, maybe also now trying to get into this one. See by Kuro, but they get the Hex. They get the turnaround. FY, he doesn't have Song anymore. They're in far too deep, and they're going to run these guys down. Maybe a root coming out from X-Nova in a second. They don't even need it. Miracle, Matumba Man, they're owning everything. Oh, Yanni, 7,000 net worth lead right now for Liquid, but feels like could put a 0 on that. It's rough. It's rough right
70,000. Gabe, come on, take it easy, man.
I don't know. This is a rough one.
It is looking pretty hard. LGD needs to be able to stall it longer so that this PL and Storm can get online, but they are at quite a deficit that it might not be enough even if they get to the point where they are quite big. So now the Aghanims comes out. 2 minutes till daytime.
Ooh, almost broke that TP there, but not quite in time.
Tried to Mana Leak 4-staff him to stun him up.
Instead, they're going to use that Shrine, Mind Control. He's found himself one. Chalice.
No Roar available just yet, and doesn't have any help.
Nah.
Can't really go for that by himself.
He's stalking him. He wants to follow this guy, see where he's going. But we'll eventually back out. Mid lane, another Hex. A very fast Fishy, maybe with the Haste Rune. And they're going to recall Miracle?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
800 range recall, just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? It's a pretty nifty little play there. Bottom lane maybe is just going to keep this creep wave pressured whenever possible, and now realizes he needs to get out before the rest of the team gets there. Looks like Miracle, after going for the Bloodstone, picked up the Talisman of Evasion as well.
Going for that Solar Crest versus PL, because PL doesn't build MKB really.
Yeah.
Very good versus Storm even too. Same concept.
Definitely. Yeah, he has it coming out to him now. Well, can also throw that onto allies if they need to, although it's probably going to be stand for him most of the time.
Yeah.
Kuro's going to head top.
They can throw it on the bear. That's probably the biggest one.
Yeah,
Throw on the bear while they're sieging.
And he's actually going into that Aghanim Scepter as well. He almost has it completed as far as I can tell.
GH getting level 15 now too, so he's got it. They've got that 350 cast range bonus actually on Coddle, which is it actually is really nice to get your mana leaks, blinding lights. You can keep your distance in the fights. As we see, the reactive armor, as we thought.
Gem picked up for Coddle now as well. Everything is just, you know.
Here's that 24-minute timing.
Putting those ducks in a row, and now it's time to go. 8,000 net worth lead. I think I saw Vlad's as well online for one of the heroes on Liquid.
Beastmaster.
Okay.
Mind Control did get it. It's on the courier flying around.
Yeah. I got too many things on the courier right now.
They're like, reuse, reuse, reuse. Okay, we're good.
It's an okay problem to have for sure.
Yeah.
All right, there's the smoke up. Movement in.
They want to pick off into anything, either into one of those big objectives. If they have the lanes in the right spot, they can go high ground. Or they can go for that Roche if they get that pick off, depending on which one they prioritize.
Well, and you can see LGD, they've seen this time and again. They know what's happening, and they back out as the smoke comes. They're thinking about moving back towards mid as Liquid moves into the Roche pit, but it's just so hard to come and contest the map control from them. They have good vision around there, but it's a tough one.
They've got to get wards down for that Storm Spirit if he tries to go for the sip. So you see one place down. Liquid's trying to keep eyes on where LGD is.
All right. Roche is going down. They're thinking about running, but Matumba Man already has the Aegis, and LGD now looking for answers. They find themselves the Naga Siren, draining all that mana, but FY will get off the sleep. I think that is going to be LGD backing out.
He doesn't have a TP though.
Oh no, FY, they're trying to chase. They want to push Kuroki forward to see if they can get him, but it is still pretty fast on the Naga. They're chasing, not quite there.
Maybe and Ame, top lane, they actually take out a tower, so at least get something out of while that Roche does go down. And here we go, 25 minutes. They're going to try to breach in the base and ending this game.
You knew what was going to happen. LGD knew what was going to happen. Liquid made it happen, and now they're trying to see if LGD has any answer to stop it. Meteor Hammer on his face. It's a start, but it's not really looking like they've got great answers at all. What's the perfect fight look like for LGD? Is there anything at all?
Kill the Coddle. They have to get rid of the heal. It's too much. They have cut the wave now, though. As you can see, maybe has cut that whole mid wave, so it is backdoor protection. So beautiful play there by the Storm Spirit, while Ame as well is pushing top lane. So they are getting a good amount of off the map during this push.
Yeah, and he can just stay out there. Like you said, top lane is pushing him. A Matumba Man actually comes back, and Ame trying to find that catch as they do have a route for him at least once. And now backing out, turning onto the bear, draining away the mana, but Mind Control shows up, takes out those illusions. He roars the wrong one. They're still able to turn this one. I don't know if they have enough, though, to bring him down. On the other side of it, Kuro goes down to maybe, and Ame able to walk away from them as the axes connect. He ended up going for the turnaround, and now he's just going to die. Miracle in the mid lane, though. Still living through it.
That's a gem.
Going to go down. They make this work.
They split them up. They made them split around the map.
Silence now as well onto the Timbersoft. They find this kill also. LGD strike back and find three.
That was so well played by Maybe and Ame, cutting those waves and pushing those two different side lanes, forcing Liquid to react to it. That was incredibly smart by them.
And they cut the lead down to 4,000 net worth now.
They've got the gem as well, so that's a big advantage. Big swing coming around for them.
Well, it was not the perfect timing for Liquid as far as getting everything together because of the great plays from LGD.
Yeah.
How does this next stretch look for them? Can LGD start to be aggressive around the map at all?
In a minute, they can be, because then it's going to be nighttime. Then they can start looking for these other moves around the map. They just got so much map control, getting those two top towers, thwarting Liquid during their best possible position, their earliest possible position to push for high ground.
Right.
So definitely a chance for LGD to come back in this one. Liquid they're going to just keep running at this, though, to try to end the game.
Well, the root's there. They get the Meteor Hammer. They found the Timbersaw. The rest of his team is out there. They find the root in the middle of it. They pull it back in. They're trying to take him down, but the Impale comes out from Kuro. Miracle running. He gets away.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. That's got to hurt.
Helps that he has, 57 armor on that Timbersaw right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. And a hell of a lot of regen. 80 regen per second right now, not to mention the Coddle heal. In 8 seconds, it's gone. But
they're really pushing the limit of that daytime.
They really are. And 4 seconds left.
They're going to get the racks, too.
Wow. And LGD stuck looking for answers. It's one lane of barracks down, and with no Underlord, maybe a bit too scary to walk in again. Maybe jumps forward and jumps back out. That's lane.
Whew. That was very scary for Miracle for a moment.
No Yules, like, you know, his defensive item right now is Solar Crest, and maybe a couple of those misses don't go through.
That is the scary thing about like Naga plus Underlord. It's like you get netted, then you get rooted, then you get rooted again, then you get rooted again over and over again.
They got a Meteor Hammer thrown in there now as well.
This is a good timing though for maybe. He does have the BKB online, but Liquid, they're not holding up, even though it's nighttime.
Is this too far forward? FY
Sleep comes out.
Okay, they get for the smoke though as well, trying to create that little bit of separation. Timbersaw is still free, the only one that they've caught right now, and actually they didn't even catch him. That's going to be another connection, able to walk away maybe, going for the Coddle, trying to bring him down on the other side of it. Miracle's making a lot happen, but they did end up finding the stun onto the Storm. They still get GH, and now looking for more. Ame turn on a Kuro, they get a double kill on maybe, draining away the mana of the rest of these heroes.
They're just trying to kite Miracle.
Alone. Okay, and he's able to create that separation for the rest of his team.
So they were able to isolate the Keeper of the Light during that, most importantly. That's what maybe needs to do in every single one of these engagements during his BKB is kill that Coddle.
Well, Bloodstone charges right now for the Storm Spirit. You've got 12 on Timbersaw, but he is up to 15. Is this one of those games where a Storm can kind of take over if he gets to enough farm?
Yeah, Storm and PL can definitely take over this game.
Well, another Dark Rift in. Bring absolutely everybody. They wanted to go after that bear, but again, with the Aghanim Scepter done for the Lone Druid a couple of minutes ago, this is a really difficult find, and just being able to track that bear down.
Yeah. Liquid's going to just try to keep the other two side lanes pushed out, wait for that daytime to kick again, and then go. LGD needs to take advantage of this here. Wait for that sleep or that Bane Fiend's Grip to come back online and try to keep that pressure going. Get some good aggressive wards down as well, since they do have the gem on their side.
Picking up the Blink as well for the PL as the next pick.
Pierce the back lines with the Storm Spirit so we can simultaneously jump.
Okay. Yeah, I guess just popping Manta as well. Going for the Heart next. Is the Heart the item that really transforms it into a point where he's taking over the game, or is it? Okay. We'll watch for that. Arcane Rune on Miracle.
GH has picked up a Ghost Scepter now, so he is a lot harder to kill, and he's queued up an Aeon Disc next, which will make it even more difficult if he can get those items. But now, gets jumped on.
There's the Ghost Scepter, like you were talking about. Still a lot of damage going through. The Song is there as well, maybe. Wants to stack up a couple of these stuns. They've also got the Lion separated from the rest of the herd here. The Meteor Hammer onto 2. That's a nice one. GH is going to go down. Kuro doesn't cast a spell. They've caught themselves. The Beastmaster as well. Off on the other side, he goes down. 3 dead from Liquid. Chalice, they found Miracle. They've isolated him as well. They've got the silence and they kill him down. The Bear doing work up there top is, Miracle turns now on to maybe. They need to get the heck out of dodge. The problem is they're losing those other barracks. At least the tower.
Yeah.
Tumbaman TPing away. LGD, they're making moves, and
they found Miracle. He is completely alone, so it's him versus the world.
All right, Miracle. He's caught, he's rooted. They've got themselves everything in the kitchen sink, and the Timbersaw is going to fall. 4 dead. LGD, they're making it happen.
Yep. That was great usage. We were saying, it's nighttime. They have to make moves happen. They have to try to split Liquid up. Matu did a nice, clever move there with that Aghanim's Bear, went top, claimed the tower. Didn't really see how much damage he got on the racks. A little bit, not a crazy amount, but yeah, both teams trying to take advantage of any little movements.
I mean, that really is the scary part, though, is thinking about Lone Druid, Aghanim Scepter, and how many times have we seen them come back from unwinnable games because of that?
Yeah, I've seen, the biggest one, of course, comes to mind was Secret at that DreamHack Major.
Exactly.
Getting those Raxes with Ace over and over again. So we're going to have to see Lone Druid. He's going to build into that BKB so he can go for that split push if it's safer. But LGD they're getting to the point where they're being very strong in those fights. And Liquid, it is daytime. Let's see what they can claim off of it.
The next timing window is opened. 20 to 24, only 6,000 net worth. And, well, Liquid, do they want to go for a pickoff now? Like, it feels like they... Are they still comfortable in their position in this game, or are you really starting to sweat now?
They're starting to sweat.
Okay.
They are definitely starting to sweat.
Oh, the wraparound, though. The rest of LGD is right there next to them, and maybe in a great position to jump from the other side. Chalice is there. They jump forward onto 1. Has he jumped into a big situation, though?
Roar.
They get the roar. They caught themselves. Maybe the song comes out, but it's not enough. Gem is on the ground, and now FY is like, all right, I'm getting out of here. And Chase, Kuro, almost gets him. 4 staff forward, looking for more. Not quick enough.
Meanwhile, bottom, Ame is trying to keep that split push going, and Liquid just going to run toward that top racks. The glyph is not available, I believe, for LGD's side.
Oh, that happened so quickly. Storm Spirit's going to be back up in 10 seconds, though, as Mind Control opens up. They have the root. They've got a second root.
Meteor Hammer.
Next as well. Slowing them down. Matumba Man is here as well, though, and well, looks like they're not comfortable pushing up with Storm Spirit back up. Now another net,
Lyrical.
The chase. Now he's thinking about it. Goes off to the south as well. They've got a lot of damage on a Miracle. The Spirit Vessel is on him as well. He's not regenning as much as you would want on that hero. LGD charging forward. Matumba Man gripped. He's completely alone right now. They're going to be able to bring down this bear. Maybe Kuro's able to turn it back around, but Matumba Man is there. They get the finish. GH blinding light, a lot of heal onto these supports, but it is just supports right now. And oh, that's going to end up being Kuroki going down.
The bear's going for the racks bottom in the meantime.
Oh God, over and over again, it's happening. Bottom racks as they start to take it. The melee is gone. Oh no, and now they lift up the bear, so the bear is going to end up being punished by this, but he's taking out the range barracks
gonna get
as
it too?
well. They take down almost the range barracks. I mean, it's range, it's not regenning.
Yeah, he went for the Mask of Madness build on the Lone Druid there, so you can see that's when Liquid's like, we don't want to take these head-on fights. We need to bait them to go for one position while the bear split push is completely on that other side.
Such a frustrating way to have to play against it for LGD, I'm sure. So what is the answer to that, as far as like the way that they organize their team fights and such?
I mean, they have mobile cores. That's the thing. They have PL and Storm Spirit, which can jump from lane to lane pretty quickly. And now PL has a heart. This game is going to be won through split push by Liquid. And for LGD, it can be won just through head-on, just brute force engagements. Because they definitely have the ways to clear that Timbersaw out now with all the different tools that they have. Like you said, the Spirit Vessel coming out, negating all that heal, and then the Bloodthorn on the Storm Spirit that he picked up a bit ago. These two items are going to be very important for them just to burst down that Timber.
Naga Siren next is going to be going for the Aghanim Scepter. Obviously, great amount of heals coming out from that as well.
Yep.
And level 17. I was almost wondering if we were going to end up seeing that transition later on, but it does look like down bottom again. Ame is going to keep that pushed out with the PL. Roshan, is this number 2 now?
This is number 2.
Yeah. Is that really going to be a key point of contention for this, or does Rosh matter less now?
Rosh matters a lot, for sure. I mean, a Storm Spirit with an Aegis, even if he gets roared, then that's Liquid's main catch for him is gone. So if LGD gets that Aegis, it can be absolutely enormous for them. Jump in, gets a DD rune on Somnus. Ame this whole time just keeping that split push bottom, and it is nighttime now, so Liquid a little bit afraid to try to take an engagement.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's scary. Those last couple of engagements happened while they had daytime.
Yep. And they still couldn't withstand LGD's pressure.
Down bottom, there's some action happening as Timbersaw is out of mana, it looks like. But shouldn't be anything to write home about as the PL just TP'd back towards his team. And now they're going into Roshan.
Uh-oh. Liquid's got to scout this out. They're sending the Hawk over, so they do know it's happening now.
It's so quick, though, as well.
It is dying very fast with that Firestorm and PL illusions.
Now, they get the Dispel off, the walk-in Miracle. It's going to be Nightmare. They find the Roar, though. They found one. That's a pretty big one to get. If they can get the Naga Siren, the sleep does not come out. Nothing comes out. Now maybe going ham, though. He's caught himself. Mind Control.
He got rooted.
Mind Control. He's going to get caught. They pull him away, and that's going to end up being more damage. Finger of Death finds the finish. They buy back on 3 heroes.
3 buybacks.
LGD want to take this fight. If they can make it happen, they need that Roshan, and, well, the sleep comes out now, trying to stall the fight for the moment. Who are they going to go on? They pull back in GH. They got him cornered. They got him caught. Are they going to get him killed? Another blinding light is there, though. The Ghost Scepter as well. Meteor Hammer is down. They find that kill. Mind Control trying to run away. Ame is keyed in on him, and they do manage to bring down that
Lyrical
Beastmaster.
Too. There's no buybacks on Liquid.
What?
GH
oh my God!
buyback.
All right, with the bear though, the bear, they're doing it. Matumba Man is there. They use the glyph. Can the rest of them
There's
get
no
back?
TPs, right?
They
all
don't have
just
TPs. They all TP'd back because of the buyback.
It's only the Underlord, but the racks, melee racks is claimed.
Oh, they lift up the Yule Scepters there. They need to go in for Roshan. They need to do something because there's only 100 HP on that bottom one, and the bear is going to run there. They have the Nightmare though, and well, the catch, the force
forced it away.
It's on absolutely nothing. The fear, he just wants to get the kill. They get it. Oh, the bear, he Midases. in defiance of LGD trying to stop this one. He has almost no mana left, or rather HP, and they do finally bring down the bear.
LGD trying to do this Roche at the same time.
Roshan falling, but well,
the bear, you see the bear, it's sneaking. Look at bottom lane.
It's
going for the Rax.
Oh no, it's got the Invis rune. He took off the Radiance as well. Walks forward, oh, and Mega Creeps are taken.
All right, LGD, you got to battle for Smegas. And now Liquid's all respawning, and they're going to be able to actually contest this Roche at the same time. Oh my god.
So Lone Druid, Aghanim, Scepter.
Yep, this looks, we've seen this before, Gabe.
You know, Ice Rock said he was going to be doing balance patches every 2 weeks or so.
Oh, but these are so exciting.
I know, it's great. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right, so a lot of minus armor here. Maybe jumping in, spots out what's going on, jumps in for a second time, wants to take it. He does end up snatching the Aegis. Maybe makes it happen and also gets out. Had to use the BKB charge though, and Mind Control trying to run away. Miracle is forced in as well. He's trying to make whatever damage happen possible, but the song is there. And now the turnaround. Are they really going to take this fight? Meteor Hammer only onto 2. They've got PL caught there by the Roar. The Impale as well is there from Kuro. They kill them both off. Maybe he's coming back, but they got the buyback. GH is absolutely alive on nothing there, and he does fall as the bear is starting to eat away into that hero as Naga is going to go down as well. Maybe turns on to Kuro, another Eul Scepter lift up, a couple hits there, doesn't connect. Matumba Man's down. He does have buyback, but the others don't, and a nice blink out by Kuro to save his life. As... well, Miracle isolated right now, and he does not have buyback. 800 gold away from it. Gonna doppelganger up to the high ground. They get eyes on him. They pull him back in, and Miracle gonna be pulled back down. 4 dead.
That Aegis snatch kept them in the game right there.
What a great play. And it's still against Megas, and they've got Bane to defend, and that's it. This is really tough.
Xnova's like, I need to pull these into the fountain, or we're in trouble.
Does Lone Druid Bear have boots of travel? That's one other big question we got to keep our eyes on. Maybe finds the bear. It was trying to sneak, but it's going down. They get the bear. They do have resummon, though, as well. Oh, God, with those lack of buybacks, you would love to be able to get something more for LGD.
Kuro's getting chased out here. Gets the Hex and the TP.
All right, Fog, so break it down. Where are we at? Is it as bad for LGD as it looks, or are they still making things happen here?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty grim to deal with this, because now Liquid, they are all respawning. We didn't see like buybacks come out from Liquid either. They held everything except for GH's buyback during all of these engagements.
Yeah.
So now they just need to farm up their buybacks, keep the pressure going, and they'll just have map control based off those megas.
And Coddle taking that extra mana. To be thrown out there. They're gonna try and resecure.
I didn't know the other Coddle talent was 40% magic resistance.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
I've never seen anyone take it, but that's a lot of magic resist.
Yeah, it's one of those things where maybe slowly and slowly it's gonna be buffed up to the point where you got to take it, but so much mana.
Like 100% magic resist. So they smoke. They've got Roar available. They're trying to get a pick off. If they kill this PL, the game can end very abruptly.
Yeah, buybacks. Not there for anybody from the Dire, and PL, the one that's been holding pressure as Ame. He runs into a lot of them. Needs to be careful. They're up there on the high ground. They jump in. It's onto the back line. They have been able to find themselves Mind Control with the Roar to turn it. They get the sleep, trying to keep himself alive, but maybe is dead.
He's dead for 65.
No buyback at all, and this is going to be a really tough one for them to hold it all. The sleep comes out, but the BKB is there as well for Mind Control. He's trying to run down FY. GH gets healed back up again as well, and Ame, all the illusions taken away. He is going to drop. That is going to be GG as LGD, they almost were able to make it happen, but in the end, Liquid split push was too much.
That was a hype game, though. They actually they almost came back in this one, but just a little bit too much from Liquid, just making the right calls, making the right moves, taking those fights around. But both teams, they did make some really clever moves. That cutting of the wave by maybe almost winning them the game, almost giving them enough time to come back in this. But Liquid, with that brute force, taking those early 2 Raxes, and Matumba making those like little cute moves with his bear. Damn. I hope, man. Let's get 3 games. 3 games of this, man. This was good.
And the thing about it, too, that was so cool is that draft, you've got that early timing that we were talking about, where it felt like that was going to be so strong. But then it was really like they had the late game opportunity as well, which is just a really cool draft design to see there as well. Anything for either team that you'd like to see changed for game number 2? Did you feel like there were any picks that were really like out of left field or were running into issues?
No, not really. I thought it was pretty clever. I thought the one thing was maybe LGD wanting a bit more of that fight, because you saw like they really couldn't do anything till like the later stages when Storm and PL got online. So maybe some like earlier kind of things to match up. If they're gonna pick Naga, have something that can actually synergize with it, maybe.
Right.
But I thought it was a fun game to watch. I thought that was pretty sweet.
No, absolutely. And, you know, thinking forward to game number 2 as well, we've got ourselves the Underlord there that ended up coming out last. I'm just really excited to see what ends up happening. But I believe that we're going to go to a quick break before we throw it back to the panel and see what happens for game number 2. 1, 2, 3.
Sleeping alone, and I've been eating alone. I don't understand, even though no one's home. And if you're living in the daylight,
welcome back to StarLadder I-League Invitational Season 4. Team Liquid taking the first game against LGD. You're in the upper bracket. We're seeing which team is moving forward to the last day of play, to the playoff Sunday, and which team still has to go through the lower bracket on Elimination Saturday. And it's going to be either LGD or Liquid. Liquid 1 game up now, and in such fashion. Oh, that bear. There's going to be some hatred towards that bear now from LGD here with Capitalist and Louis Cap.
Can I have a debate with you guys? Because I was thinking about this in my head.
Sure.
Which is the worst feeling? Dying to Techie's Minds and having no buyback and losing the game because of it.
Okay.
Or losing Raxes to a split-bushing Aghanim's Lone Druid Bear.
I think the most frustrating part would be the Lone Druid Bear.
Can I add one in there?
Yeah.
Defending Mega Creeps as Bane. Right?
Yeah.
I feel for X-Nova in that game. His teammates was all killing him.
Enfeeble a creep. Like,
He was just like having the creeps as a Congo train. Like they're going after him. It's like, oh god, get them off me.
But it was so frustrating to watch, though. I mean, LGD, they did so well, and they were winning the fights. You know, they were clutch fights. But then every time they were slightly winning a fight, it's like, wait a second, there's a bear in your rack right now, and you're up against Megas, and it just goes that fast. I mean, sure, you can win fights, but if you're not going to be able to kill the bear.
And this really encapsulates a lot of Liquid's idea for this game in the first place, right? Is that they have this Beastmaster, they have a Keeper of the Light, they have a Timbersaw, and they have a Lone Druid. All 4 of those heroes can push out and pressure waves, right? Like, if you're going to go and gank the Beastmaster, which we've been talking about, right, is that LGD and Newbie, they both have this playstyle that they're going to relatively 5-man around. This game, obviously not as much because we had certain like larger scaling heroes that needed to be able to have a lot of farm.
Yeah.
But you could still see it in their playstyle where they go and they gank Miracle's Timbersaw because he's sitting underneath at tier 2, and they have to bring like 3 or 4 heroes because that's just how good the hero is, right?
Yeah.
It's how tanky it is. You have to bring those extra heroes, which leaves Beastmaster the space to be able to push out top, and vice versa, right? And if you move as a Storm Spirit, you're going to give up your tower to the Lone Druid Bear. So it really did seem like Liquid adopted this playstyle when once they were able to get this opening with the Keeper of the Light, they were like, we're just going to pressure your lanes nonstop.
Yeah, it got to a point where it's actually very reminiscent of the infamous game where it was actually LGD that's ahead of kills, but then it was LGD that lost pretty much all the towers. And then once I think Team Liquid secured the outer towers and the first Roshan, it just kind of felt like the slow death.
Yeah.
Like they weren't five-manning your tower very quickly or anything, but you take a fight here, Bear takes 1 Rex, take another fight, Bear takes another Rex. So it was very methodical, and it showed me that this is Kuro drafting, Kuro out-drafting LGD. Very much so.
Yeah, before the game started, I asked you guys a question on what you think the team should do. In your case, Lumi, you said Roshan is going to be key here. And we saw it being key. Other than the Bear, we saw it being key. At some point, there was a Roche fight. He had 3 buybacks from LGD, and they were able to win that fight off the back of that, discounting the Bear because he was obviously still split pushing. And it did come down to Roche those fights. It's just if it wasn't for that Bear, this game would have been so different. And I think LGD would have taken it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because basically Kuro drafted a lineup where they would lose the fights, but win other aspects. So LGD won the fights, but they're supposed to. So it's, you know, pros and cons, I guess.
Yeah.
It really does remind us like how disgusting Keeper of the Light is when you're able to grab this hero and you're able to pick certain heroes around it, right? Just these tankier heroes, like Storm Spirit could do nothing at 20 minutes when there's heroes hitting his tier 3 because there's Arcata with Ags healing up a Timbersaw who's tanking the tower.
Yep.
You know, it was just like this constant sustain and tankiness that made it impossible for LGD to really do a whole lot and convincingly take fights against Liquid and go and take objectives. Even if they could win a fight, they were always low enough that they couldn't actually take an objective.
Yeah.
And mid tower, did that mid tier 1 ever die? Maybe it died towards the
I think it died
later
2 PL, like after 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was like something really late where the mid tower finally ended up going down. And that's just a mid tier 1, you know? So it's a problem giving coddle to this team.
So this game, you feel like was this a pure drafting issue? Like, was there a way for LGD? Because they did really well, you know? I thought maybe was doing good on the Storm. They didn't really lose the lanes too hard. You know, they won a couple of Roche fights there. And then, was there any way for them to be successful with this draft? Or was it always going to be Liquid to take this?
So I feel like the mid matchup, the Bear versus Storm, Storm was going to just lose that matchup.
Yeah.
Bane can't come in to help because Bear doesn't care. Bear just sends the Bear onto Bane.
Yeah.
And then bottom lane, PL versus Timber, there's no way they were going to kill Timber there either. So I thought the only way that they could slow down Team Liquid was kill Beastmaster and Coddle top. And the cool thing was they actually TP PL in, like he was level 4. He was able to get a kill. And then they needed to keep doing that over and over again. But after that kill, they kind of just stopped and slowed down. And then just played it statically, which I think Liquid was like, all right, we lost Beastmaster once. We'll just keep playing our game plan. And then the next thing we saw was Timbersaw on the tier 2s. Bear taking tier 1 mid, and then he was getting his Radiance. Like the Team Liquid strategy was never stopped. So.
I think part of the problem with there is one thing about Storm Spirit and picking this hero is that it can only go mid, right?
Yeah.
Like other mid heroes, you can run safe lane or you can do some sort of dual off lane something with the weird change up of lanes that's happening right now. But Storm pretty much is like guaranteed mid, and so when you know that, you're able to pick up these like 2 very strong laners against PL. He had no options, right? Like he goes against Timbersaw first and like, oh, that sucks. But then it's like, what's the other option? Going against a Coddle and a Beastmaster who's going to be spamming Wild Axes? It's just like, it sucks both ways. So the drafting really cornered LGD when it came to the laning phase. If they have a stronger laning phase, then the Storm and the PL, if they are independently more farmed, then they can also independently threaten some of these heroes a little bit better, rather than having to rotate the whole team across to be able to kill a Timbersaw once or twice.
Yeah, we still had, I think LGD had 1 pick to prepare for the Lone Druid. and they went for the Underlord, and you know it can work out. You can play this super fast game where every time the bear split pushes, you're going to relocate there, and you're going to basically push that wave out. They didn't really get that speed up, I think, that an Underlord in that case needs. Lone Druid though, was this just a Lone Druid problem? Are we going to see him banned game 2? Is that something that you're going to do if you're LGD? It's like, well, we don't know how to deal with that one anymore.
It depends if LGD is prepared against this type of strategy. I feel like if they have a couple of heroes, like, for example, Pitlord was a great final pick because Pitlord was one of those heroes that could sit in the lane by himself and match what Timbersaw is doing. If you had 2 other cores that did the same thing, then the whole Team Liquid strategy of pressuring every lane just doesn't work as well, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, I think they don't mind giving away Lone Druid.
Yeah, I think like I certainly wouldn't ban Lone Druid in the first 3.
No.
Maybe the Coddle. Maybe you consider it for 3-4.
I think if you see Coddle Beastmaster, you'd ban Lone Druid.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
And they banned out the Brood, the Chen, and the Night Stalker LGD for the first 3. Do you feel like Night Stalker is still needed for that space?
Night Stalker is like, part of the problem is like when you ban Night Stalker, it makes Coddle stronger, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to leave that hero out, then if you're going to leave Coddle out, then maybe leave Night Stalker out.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you could consider Monkey King. I think that's one of LGD's stronger heroes. You could jump on tree lines, find the Coddle.
They play Monkey King for Ame, right? Ame plays it for them?
Well, they play at 1 and 2, depending, and they swap lanes as well. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we haven't seen a Monkey King at all today, not banned nor picked, so...
Battle Fairy hero, good in the meta, go on trees, find that Coddle.
Was this game one as even as we thought it was going to be? Like, looking at the matchup?
Play-wise, yes. Strategically, no. I thought LGD played well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were expecting them to play well.
Yeah.
I think I would agree with that because there was one moment where it was the first gank on the Timbersaw. Bottom lane, he was at tier 2, and they rotate like 4 heroes to deal with him.
Yeah.
Like boom, they catch Miracle, awesome. And then they 4-manned up to top lane really quickly and caught the Beastmaster. And Miracle had revived by then, and he thought that he had enough time to be able to push that tier 2. Like he was like, oh, they're top lane now. Let me just pressure this tier 2 again, like the plan is. But then he dies again. And like it's at that point, it's that second death where you have made an error, or rather LGD has played really well against you, where they're playing so fast that they're actually catching you in these shenanigans. They did play correctly, but I think ultimately this is a playstyle that Liquid is probably the most adept at in the world. And it's not surprising to me that Liquid did look to outclass LGD when it just came to this drafting and how to work this lineup.
All right, so we're going to focus on the second game here. Do they need to change their strategy?